Hello, Algebra 1. Welcome to your first algebra class in these weird, crazy times of quarantine. It's Wednesday, March 25th, and this is your first assignment in Algebra 1. So if you are watching this, you have found me and you are on your way. I'm going to take today's video as a time to explain how things are going to work in the coming weeks and what I expect from you, and to hopefully answer some of your questions and calm some of your fears about how algebra class is going to work. Okay, I have notes here. What you'll typically see is me sitting in this spot in my house. It has the best light. You'll probably hear my children running around or playing the piano. That's normal. It's probably what your house is a lot like right now too. I will be doing most of our work that I demonstrate right here on a whiteboard. So that's why it's zoomed in pretty close so you can just see this. And the beauty of watching videos is that you will have the opportunity to pause them when I tell you to, or anytime you need to rewind them and rewatch. So there are some perks to this. Okay, so what is our class going to look like? I will be recording videos that you can watch at any time throughout the day. And what that's going to look like is a lot of what our class looked like in the last 2 chapters especially. We will be, or whenever you come to watch the videos, you need to have your book with you, open and following along, because everything that I do here is going to be exactly what you see in the book, just like in class. You also need pencil and paper and maybe a calculator. You'll see our chapter is actually on exponents to start with, and so you may not need a calculator as much as before, but keep it handy. I will also be emailing out and posting in Fax and RunWeb note handouts, just like we did the last 2 chapters. And so the purpose of that is a place for you to follow along as I teach. If you have a printer at home, print them out and take your notes right down on there. But please do not freak out at your parents right now and say, oh, we need a printer, we need paper, You don't need any of that. It's just a guide. And like I said, everything's gonna be here. Everything's gonna be in your book, and you can take notes the old-fashioned way, right on paper. It's possible. Let's see. YouTube channel. It's weird that I'm even saying those words. I have one now. It's so bizarre. Who would have thought this would happen? If you subscribe to this channel, as you all know, you'll get the updates as I publish things. So that's probably a good idea to do so. Throughout the lesson, I'm going to tell you to pause the video and practice the practice problems just like we did in class. I really strongly recommend you do that. Pause the video, try them on your own. Make sure you're learning the skill that we're teaching and applying the lessons and the processes that we're learning, and then unpause, and then I'm going to go over them. I'm not going to take time in my video for that. That's up to you to pause the video. You guys are so smart. You're gonna get this. Once we're done with the lesson, on the handout and in the video, I'm going to assign suggested problems for you to work on in your book. They will be odd problems only, so you will be able to check the answers in the back, and they are going to be suggested. What that means is you do not have to do all of them, and you do not need to turn them in. They are just a way for you to feel comfortable with the new skills that we're learning before you move into the next step of our process. So our homework is going to seem a little different. Naturally, we're not meeting in the classroom, so I can't come around and check off your work. I can't look at your papers, and that's just turned into a logistical nightmare during this distance learning time. So your homework grade is actually going to come from Khan Academy. Some of you already have accounts. Great. Some of you don't. We're going to get to that. Don't worry. Once you have gone through the suggested problems in the textbook, checked your answers in the back, you've done a range of the problems, some at the beginning, some at the middle, some at the end, so you get the different levels of difficulty. Once you feel comfortable with that, that's when you're going to go on to Khan Academy. And I will have assigned a short quiz that corresponds to the material that we've learned. Once you get onto Khan Academy and complete that quiz, that's where your homework grade is going to come from. That is a way that is a perfect tool for me to watch and see what you're doing, what you're learning, how you are processing the new information, and it records it all for me. The beauty of Khan Academy is that you can take the quiz over and over and over again until you get 100%, which I would recommend. The problems will be anywhere from 4 to 7 for the quiz. And I'm calling it a quiz, but it's really your homework grade. And it's going to test your understanding of the skill that we learned through our videos. I will be able to look through everybody's account and see how many you got right, which ones you got wrong, if there's a certain type of problem that everybody in the class got wrong. I can also see if you're going through it one time and giving up. I can also see if you're going through it 3 or 4 times and really working hard. The beauty of Khan Academy is that when you come to a problem that you are stuck on or having a hard time, there are options there to ask for help, and then videos will pop up of somebody else at a whiteboard reteaching the lesson, and maybe hearing it a different way from a different voice will help. So Khan Academy has just a lot of built-in benefits that are really going to help us through the distance learning. Okay, after we get through a certain amount of lessons, there will be quizzes and there will be tests still. We can't give up on that. And so when it comes to those, I imagine I'm going to use the old school method of pencil and paper. And I will send out problems to you, and you will need to, on the honor system, and I will probably likely involve the parents at this point to just sign off that you were supervised, you weren't doing the quiz or the test in the privacy of your bedroom cheating online, because I know that's a real temptation. And you will have to write down the problems, show your work, show your answer, and then you're going to take a picture of that and send it to me. There's no way around this for math homework, in my opinion, because showing the work matters, as you all know. On quizzes and tests, if you don't show the work, you don't get the credit. So that's really where I'm going to be able to assess your understanding. So we're using a lot of different formats, and I know this can be overwhelming. Everything that I send out to the class will be through email. It will also be posted on RenWeb in detail in the lesson planning gradebook sections of the family portal. Now, you have been over inundated with emails in the last 2 days. I know it. You've seen emails from Principal Bolin, Mr. Enriquez, each of your teachers, the office, over and over and over again. And you're going to get a lot more from me today. It's just a way to make sure everyone is feeling comfortable. So the purpose of this video is to just ease you into this day 1. And at the end, I'm going to give you an assignment. Your first assignment is going to measure 3 skills and require your ability to do those 3 skills in order to move forward in the distance learning. Before I get to that though, you have also heard of Zoom. You've received emails, and maybe even by the time you've watched this, you've joined your homeroom this morning in a Zoom classroom. We will be using Zoom. We will be using it at this point probably 2 times a week, and those meetings will be required at first. That will be my platform to answer questions and to see your lovely smiling faces that I am desperately missing and making this whole process very weird that I don't see you. We haven't worked out all the details for the time slots. That will be coming, but 2 days a week we will meet together, and I will be online in our Zoom classroom, and I will be responding to your questions, helping you work through any of the problems you saw in the book, and I'll probably utilize the information that I've gathered through Khan Academy for any problems that are really proving difficult to a lot of students. In that setting, you'll be able to say, hey, Mrs. Agate, can you do number 17? Can you do 25 on page whatever? That's going to be your opportunity. So that at first, these Zoom meetings are going to be required. As we move forward, we may see that they won't be as required for some of you. There also could be an opportunity for me to set up a Zoom classroom to work with a few of you, one on a smaller group setting. That is an option as we move forward. Let's see, let me check my notes here. Okay, so there's a lot of weird things in this system. I know this is all new and different, but I want to stress to you that this can work, but the only way that it will work is if students, you, take the responsibility for your work. You need to be independent learners. You need to check your email. You need to check RenWeb. You need to become very good at checking all of those places. I recommend you start your day right there. Get on email, see what the teachers have sent out, check your RenWeb, check the lesson plans, make sure you are on the same page. And you're going to need to do a lot of communicating with myself for Algebra 1, but all of your teachers. And you're going to need to get very accustomed to that. Another thing I want to stress is it's going to be very tempting if you're at home doing any of this work and you're stuck. It's going to be easy for you to say, hey, mom or dad, grandma or grandpa, or an older sibling, can you help me out? Asking occasional questions is fine, but I do not ever want you sitting down doing any work, whether it's on Khan Academy or in your textbook or in a quiz, and having somebody hold your hand through it. It's not helping you. It's not doing you any favors. It's better to ask for a little bit of help and then refer back to your book, refer to the notes, rewatch my videos, reach out to me, talk to me through Zoom. We are going to be working through this together, and a lot of things we might find do work, some don't. But I need you to be an independent learner through all of this. And what I'm going to explain is that it's actually obvious to a teacher when that's not happening. When you have a student who gets their homework portion done perfectly and beautifully, but then when it comes to independent work, they bomb it. It's obvious that they are not learning the material because somebody is holding their hand through it. Same thing's going to apply here, maybe in a little different way. Let me put it very plainly. If you were somebody who worked really hard to get C's in the classroom, but then all of a sudden under this setting, you're getting 100%, I'm going to have to question, how are things going at home? Who's doing your math work for you? Okay, so I'm looking for consistency. And honestly, most of you, I completely trust to be doing this the way you're supposed to be doing it, but I'm calling on all of us to do it that way. Okay, enough about that. I'm going to take this next few minutes to explain 3 homework assignments or 3 tasks that I'm going to expect to see from you by Thursday at 10 a.m. And again, this is all going to be sent out by email as well. In fact, if you're watching this, you've probably already started receiving some of my emails. Okay, I have a new whiteboard here with the 3 assignments written on it, and I prepared this yesterday. And so I want to make you smile a little bit. One of the beautiful side effects of quarantine is that we're all together. And so down here at the bottom, you'll see poop.net next to my email address. Quarantine. I will let you guess who in my family wrote that. And I'll give you one hint. It wasn't Robbie, Ethan, or Max. So figure that out. Okay, middle school humor. 3 things I expect to see from each of you in the next 24 hours. Your first assignment is number 1, Khan Academy. And there probably is a glare here. I don't know if anything is going to help this, but again, this is going to be all sent out by email too. You need to set up a Khan Academy account. If you have not already done so, go to Khan Academy and set one up. It's so easy and it's free. And I suggest you use your personal email account, not your parents'. Within Khan Academy, you will have the option to join my class. So if you already have a Khan Academy account, you just need to join my class. If you don't have a Khan Academy account, you need to make one and then join my class. This is my code, KEDZKU number 6S. Again, this will be sent out by way of email too in a link form that's going to make this very easy. But I wanted to talk you through this in the video first. So number 1, set up a Khan Academy account. Once you are in, I will be assigning your first quiz. It's going to be an easy one, but it's just for the purpose of making sure you're getting comfortable navigating on Khan Academy and completing some work. So look for that. Number 2, RenWeb. Getting onto RenWeb is going to be crucial in the coming days and weeks. Teachers are being a lot more diligent about posting our homework assignments on RenWeb with extreme detail. And you're going to be able to see everything that I'm requiring of you. You're also going to be able to see what work I'm receiving from you by checking your grades. Also, I will be posting links, handouts, anything that you also need is going to be there. So I'm going to try to cover everything through email and RenWeb so there's nobody I'm missing. Your second part of your assignment is to get onto RenWeb today and find your grade in my math class as the percent and email it to me. Just say, Mrs. Agate, I have an 89%. That's my way of confirming that you have gotten onto RenWeb and you are able to get in. Now, so many emails have been coming from the school about this. So if you're having trouble getting on, look back at the emails from the office and Principal Bolin that have come out in the last couple days showing you how to do so. If you are at Trinity, your parents have a RenWeb account. You can't be here without them having one. So if you need your parents' help getting in, that's why I'm giving you 24 hours to complete this process. Many of them have actually gotten on in the last few days to update your personal email, so I know that they've been in as well. If you get in and log in, check your grade and email it to me. That's the second part. I have also seen that Principal Bolin is emailing about setting up student accounts. That is outlined in a video, in an email. It's very easy to do. If your email address is listed within RenWeb now as a student, you are able to sign up for your own RenWeb account. So if it's hard to nail down mom and dad and their password and a time when they're all together and you can figure this out, ask them if they would be okay with you setting up your own account. That way it's all 100% in your hands and you can get into RenWeb without them. So see if that's okay with them. Again, you're going to need to be able to access RenWeb. So step 1, you need to make a Khan Academy account and look for a quiz I assign you. Number 2, email me your current grade in Algebra 1, showing me that you've been able to log onto RenWeb. The third task is kind of silly. Oh, that angle might not be good. You need to email me a picture of something ordinary and appropriate around your house. I'm looking for an inanimate object. I don't want a picture of somebody living in your home. The reason I want you to do that is just practicing the skill of taking a very clear picture with whatever device you have, a phone or an iPad, and then emailing it to me. My address is lagate@trinitychristian.net, not at poop.net, at this one. And again, I just want to be confirming that we all have the skills and the abilities to move forward here. So this is the easiest assignment you could ever have. Step 1, Khan Academy. An email will be coming with all of the information there too. Step 2, get onto RenWeb and email me your current grade in Algebra 1. Hordes of emails have come out about that. Step 3, email me a picture at lagate@trinitychristian.net. Anything ordinary around your house. If you want to be creative, great. You can send me a picture of something that has been occupying your time in the last 10, 12 days of quarantine or lockdown, whatever you're referring to it as. These 3 things need to be done by Thursday at 10 a.m. Because starting tomorrow, we will move into algebra material. And again, there will be tons of emails coming out giving you all the information about my class. The last thing that I'm going to end with in this video is just some information about some things we need to wrap up from before spring break. Such an awkward time, I know, but we finished our chapter 6 test before break. However, there were a few of you who were sick, and so look for emails to you and your parents about how we're going to proceed there. Also, there are some of you that the test fixes are required for Chapter 6 test. Look for that email. There are some of you who may choose to do your test fixes. Look for that email. Also, our quiz fixes were due before spring break, and I'm missing a lot of them, and that is on you. You have all received your quizzes back, and those were due Friday, March 13th, before we came home for spring break. Look for that email too. So I will be flooding your inboxes today with separate emails specific to who needs to receive them. So you may get a few emails from me, you may get lots, you may just get a couple. Either way, be patient, read them all, and take deep breaths today as you move through these first assignments for me and through your Zoom classes with your homeroom teacher and starting to get all of the assignments coming in from your teachers. Don't panic, don't freak out, don't stress. God is good, and this is all going to be okay. I want you also to feel very comfortable contacting me anytime you need to. So especially in these early days, as we're getting used to all of this weird format, all of these new things, don't be afraid to just shoot me an email and say, Mrs. Zagat, I'm having trouble with this. I will do my best to respond to every single email that comes to me. Whether it's a question or you're just turning something in, I'm going to respond just so you know I'm receiving it. This is so weird to do without seeing your faces, and I'm not good at this, so there's not a future in YouTube for me, but sadly you guys have to tolerate Algebra 1, this method. I think I'm going to wrap up this video, and I look forward to hearing from you. That's my coffee maker. I look forward to hearing from each and every one of you over the next 24 hours with these 3 items. And tomorrow morning, you can look for videos starting our Chapter 7 adventure as we move forward into exponents. Please let me know if you have any questions. Hang in there, and I hope you're all healthy and well, and I can't wait to start interacting with you more through email and Zoom, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.